Hello, welcome to your monthly readings, dear Divine Feminines. I've decided to do a monthly reading as well for the Divine Feminines in order to see where do we stand in our Divine Feminine path, what are the energies we are working with, and what do we need for this year, for this month, and what do we need to proceed in our path. If you are new here, please subscribe, like, leave a comment. I really want to know if I'm helping you with my readings, so please leave a comment and press that notification button so you get notified whenever I post a new video. I'm trying to build a discourse here and the connection between all the videos, so I think it's nice if you are updated with all the material that I upload. So Jupiter has been moving in Capricorn end of 2019, and we will have Jupiter in Capricorn the entire year, and Saturn and Pluto have been there too. So it's a good opportunity for us to have Jupiter, the planet of expansion, good fortune, good luck, in the sign of Capricorn, because it means we will be more concentrated on results, being focused, working on our borders, limitations, setting the tone. So I just need to know, where do you need to tune in now? In which kind of energy you need to tune in January 2020 as a Divine Feminine? And these 3 cards will serve me to find out that or reflect on that. And we have these 3 cards. It's interesting. All of them are with swords. It's a lot about thinking, a lot about mental energy, logical energy, decisions, fighting, communication, but in a very sudden, direct way. And you see here the contrast that the card of Empress, which for me represents the highest archetype of the feminine in this deck, what contrast she has with these 3 cards. The Knight of Swords, it's a card about battling, rushing into something, fighting, being all the time out there fighting about something, about a cause. Even like it's a sort of role as well that we might be playing in society or in our relationships or in our working environment. Like it's a way of doing, it's a way of acting that we might have. And especially as females, as women in career who want to achieve a lot of things, we sometimes find ourselves in carrying this role of the Knight of Swords, battling, struggling, rushing, fighting. It's almost like we think that if we don't fight for what we want, if we don't battle, we will not get what we want. And it doesn't matter if this is right or wrong. The thing with the Knight of Swords and the divine feminine or feminine energy is that you can't actually experience yourself in this kind of energy, in this Knight of Swords energy, in this battling energy, in this rushing energy, in this always in movement energy. It is very difficult to experience your feminine nature. And why it is difficult and why it is important for you to experience your nature is because that's what gives you power. That's what gives you understanding. That's what gives you meaning. Us, me too, as a feminine. We need to be connected to our nature, to our body, to the way how we feel, to the way how we perceive things. Why? Because that gives us our strength. That is our nature. We need to experience our nature and to work with our nature. Like here, the Empress, she is in charge of something. She has this spectrum in her hand. We see here crops, nature, water, trees. She has her empire. She is doing something. Maybe we don't see it directly here, but she's working on something. But her work, it's not like this. This is a total masculine energy. And this is wounded masculine energy. Because even for the masculine, this is problematic. It's too much. It's too rushing into things. It's like almost not knowing for what you are fighting for. It's like liking the battle or the act of battling more than the ideology behind it. And then you have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is a card about finishing something, leaving something behind. But for me, it's more like leaving behind a certain image of you, of yourself. It's almost like killing this Knight of Swords energy. This is as well for me a card of victimhood. It's like, oh, this happened to me. People, situations, that relationship, that friend, they worked behind my back. I was hurt. I was almost dying. I suffered so much. It's like an old image of you, or an image of you that is not good for you. It's not good to associate yourself with the victim, being victim of a situation, because this person here, it's really, he cannot do anything against these swords. But swords as well are opinion, things from outside that hurt you. So this card has a lot of meaning, but right now here for me, it's like you need to tune into this energy of moving away from this sort of masculine energies. This fighting for things, or the idea and the concept that you have to fight for things. Yes, you can, but when you fight for things, then you are tired. Then you don't have time to go home, to relax, to lighten a candle, to hear some music, to cream yourself, to read a book, to know about yourself. You need to know about yourself more than male. Female needs to know a lot about herself to experience her nature. She has to be a queen, an empress of her nature, of her feminine nature, and she can't do that when she is fighting all the time about issues, some issues that are important to her or to the world. This night here, it's in mission. has a mission given from somebody else. So it's almost like you, when you are in this energy, you are working for a mission. But actually your bigger mission is to know yourself, to experience yourself, to go deep, to find out what is femininity, what is divine femininity. As females, we have much more possibility to connect with the divine. Because the divine, it's a energy of peace, of calmness, of light, of beauty, of sensitivity, of emotions, of deepness, of wisdom. These are all divine characteristic. And the female character, the female archetype, the female polarity, it's about that. You need first of all to experience this before you act and interact in the world, or not before, but at the same time. And this is the negative side of the feminine. Feeling not in power, feeling like things are happening to her, feeling like people are working against her, feeling like the world is working against her, feeling like men are working against her. They don't want her, they don't love her, all they want to do is hurt her. And maybe this is a past image, you have been hurt, but you have to go back to your power. Nobody can hurt you if you don't allow it to. And this Empress, she doesn't allow anybody to hurt her because she doesn't let them close enough to hurt her. And she doesn't bring her heart and emotions out there. She's responsible for herself, for her energy. So you are moving away. You are tuning into an energy of moving away, using your logic and your intellect to move away from situations that are not directing you where you want to go in the Empress energy. So you are leaving behind the Knight of Swords energy, and you are leaving behind the Ten of Swords. This polarities within one side, either fighting for things or feeling victimized. Both are two extremes, and they are not of your nature. And maybe you have been playing these roles because that's what you knew so long, but they haven't been bringing you here. So you are moving away. So you are tuning into this energy of Six of Swords, using your logic, using your thinking to leave situations that no longer serve you, and to do it softly, like traveling on waters. I like this card. This person here, it's taking what is necessary and moving away from troubled water into somewhere else. So you are leaving behind this energy. Very nice. I want as well to see, because we all have to make changes constantly, and especially at the beginning of this decade, we need to make some changes forever, and we'll have to let some things go forever. So I want to see what kind of changes you have been resisting as a feminine energy on your path to divine feminine. What kind of changes are you resisting, and what do you have to let go forever now? Nice. Interesting. You have the Queen of Swords. Swords again, which are very masculine actually as energy, but like a Queen of Swords, it's a beautiful feminine energy. And then we have the Temperance. And the Temperance, it's all about balance. All about balancing feminine and masculine energy. And we have the World, which is the last card of the deck. Very interesting. And here the World, it's depicted by this beautiful female feminine energy, flying, feeling very free, finally having achieved something. Yeah, so I think what you are asked to leave behind and to change is this, yes, radical thinking of being either the one or the other one. You know, like here, either you are a fighter, or you are a victim. Either you fight, because if you not fight, then other people will kill you. They will be stronger than you. This is an extreme thinking. This is a thinking in opposites, either or. And with the Temperance here, it is being said that it's all about balancing. It's all about moving from one side to the other. Of course, it needs a certain environment, but we have here two cards that are talking about environment. Like this Temperance here, in order to move the water from one cup in the other, has to be in an environment that allows her to do that. And the Empress too. It's all about the environment. She has created an environment that gives her at the same time stability and security and nurtures her. So it's all about going out of this thinking and cutting things with a sword, either this or that. So you are asked to leave behind this kind of thinking. And we have here too as well, blue and red. It's like, you know, like in politics, left or right. You are asked to see beyond that, or to find a way to connect them. It's all about connecting them. It's all about moving between them. It's all about stability. You need a stable environment as a divine feminine. She has a beautiful environment that allows her to be in her power. And here the World too has these 4 pillars somehow that are balancing this card. And she has 2 specters in her hand. It's all balanced. This card, it's very balanced. This sort of freedom that is given to her, it comes out of stability. And of course, this is the last card of the deck, which means it is the end of a journey. It is an understanding about the world. It's almost like having an understanding about the world. And this Temperance energy, this balancing energy, this centered energy will give you this new understanding of the world from your perspective of the divine feminine. And it is beautiful here that the world has this feminine depiction, actually. Because we know that the world, the female, is the beginning of life. The life comes through her. But she's the one that creates the world in a way, or lets it to be created through her. And by being in this energy of the Ten of Swords, you can't let anything through you. By being in the energy of Knight of Swords, nothing comes through you. Because you are moving all the time, you are fighting all the time, you are not letting anything in. No creative energy here at all. Here is not letting things in because of fear of hurting you. But I see you moving away from that, and that's beautiful, because you are using your masculine thinking, analytic energy to move away from things that no longer serve you. And then you are leaving behind this way of thinking black or white, either or. Either I'm fighting or I will be hurt. No, it's all about balancing. It's all about balancing. And actually, even the Queen of Swords here, it's a balanced energy, because she is a female in power. She has a sword, but she's using her hand as well to communicate. So she uses the sword to communicate, not to fight. So, like the Queen of Swords, it's almost like she has left behind this kind of energy, Knight of Swords and Ten of Swords. And that's what she does with her sword. She uses it as a representation, she uses it as a communication tool and not the fighting tool. So you are leaving behind these extremes and tuning in to an energy of temperance. And both the Six of Swords and the Temperance have something in common, because it's all about the water. And the Temperance has the enlightenment here as well on her head. So it's as well what can help you balance yourself. It's meditation, breathing exercises. Because when you breathe, you feel yourself, you feel your body, you suddenly open up to another dimension. That is all in you. And as feminine, as female, we need to see what is in us. And when we start seeing what is in us, we start seeing that the divine is in us. So, very beautiful reading, my dear divine female friends out there. I hope you like it, and I will see you in February.